For India, first was his second nature. CRPF commandant Chetan Cheetah took 9 bullets and splinter injuries during an anti-terrorist operation in Hajan in February. A dreaded Pakistani Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist was killed during that operation. Doctors had virtually written off this brave CRPF officer. He dared terrorists and stone pelters. He even defied death. Today, when doctors asked him how he was feeling, he said, and I quote, "I'm rocking." India Today's Kamaljit Kaur Sandhu gets us this report.
I'm rocking.
It's an early Diwali for CRPF commandant Chetan Cheetah's family. Nine bullets pierced his body, shot in the head, eye, abdomen and limbs as he pounced on terrorists during an encounter in Hajan area of Bandipora on the 14th of February.
It's a miraculous recovery. His injury severity was very high.
It's really remarkable, and we are pleasantly surprised that he is going to go home today after having recovered a series of life-threatening injuries.
But against all odds, the cheetah cheated death.
They are desperately waiting for him. I have been updating them about his recovery, and this, as I said just now, this is not Ramnavami, this is a Diwali for me.
Doctors at the prestigious All India Institute of Medical Sciences say this is nothing short of a miracle. Chetan Cheetah is out of the ICU in less than 2 months after he was nearly dead.
It's really remarkable recovery that this gentleman, this soldier, has made.
He's recovered, shows his own will and determination, along with obviously the teamwork of the doctors and nurses and technicians and intensivists at the trauma center.
His wife, who stayed by his side day and night, is overjoyed.
And will you encourage your children to say join the security force?
Why not? I'm a daughter of an army officer. My husband has served uniform. Of course, I would love my son too joining uniform services.
India now has a new hero. The entire nation salutes this brave heart who beat the enemy and even death.
The day I came here, when he was brought from Srinagar, and the condition which I saw was really difficult to imagine that he could be back to life and talking to me, and we are very proud of him.
This cheetah rode when he was in an encounter. He rode again as he went back home. This is a proud moment for CRPF and this particular brave soldier, and they live by their motto, that is to serve the nation before self.
The cheetah is raring to go, and like his wife and family, India can't wait for the moment when he dons his uniform proudly again. With Kamaljit Kaur Sandhu and Ilma Hassan in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today. And Uma Singh, she's being called a tigress herself in CRPF circles. She joins us on the broadcast. Also with me is my colleague Kamaljit Kaur Sandhu, who's been tracking developments on the story very closely. But Umaji, I'd like to come to you first. The past 2 months, it must have been a nightmare. You're a Braveheart's wife, but it was touch and go. Describe to us, ma'am, now that he's back to you, what you went through.
Chetan is always a person who has a great determination to do anything, great willpower. Whatever he thinks, he does it. This is how the person he is.
He's quite a brave heart. There is no denying that fact, ma'am. We were also told that apart from doctors, the family prayed non-stop. So doctors working non-stop, family praying non-stop. Mahamrityunjay mantra jap at Kota. What were these past 2 months like, ma'am?
I didn't get any phone call from LA. It was a usual practice which didn't happen that day. My husband always used to call me after children leaving for school. So apparently that day he didn't call me, in spite of it being a Valentine's Day. So when I tried to check back, his mobile was switched off. So this was a little unusual for me. Usually they keep their mobiles on, because being in the operational area, the mobile is always used. So that was something which was awkward for me. And thereafter, a helper tried to contact the control room.
I also have Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu with me on the broadcast. Kamal, what now? It's a long road to recovery, but is it permanent damage to the eye? What now for this brave officer?
Well, you've heard the cheetah roar, but yes, he's already fought half the battle, won in the encounter, then his fight for his life. So he's won that, he's come out of it. But remember, this is going to be a long, arduous journey. He has to have a recovery. His right eye is completely gone. That means he'll have to actually get an eye fixed there. There's no chance that he can come back to active combat duty. But he's a brave officer. He will serve in the CRPF. Perhaps his utility can be elsewhere. But for now, what we've been told is a couple of months, he needs physiotherapy, he needs a mind rehabilitation of sorts. And remember, there could be an Ashok Chakra waiting for him in a couple of months. But that's too early to say as of now. But right now, what is important is that he's back to his family. The path of recovery, even though it's long, has already begun.
Well, that's good news. And ma'am, if I could come back to you once again, Umaji. Now, Chetan Cheetah, and I've been speaking to a number of officers in the CRPF, he was always in the heart of the action, whether it was containing the stone pelters or, putting a cordon around, anti-terror operations that were on. He would even participate, even without waiting for reinforcements to come in. Quite a soldier there.
We do not discuss operations usually since I was in Delhi that time. So the operations are not discussed on telephones for security reasons. But apart of that, of course, wife is always aware that husband is into the operations, active operations. I had he informed me about the operation, but he didn't tell me when he is going to operate and what kind of operation he is going to conduct.
Okay. What we're also being told is, when you went to bring him, the situation was tense. That was known, that information had come out. But while doctors were at it, the family in Kota, you had the Mahamrityunjay mantra jap going on constantly from then till now. Is that true?
First of all, I could never believe that something has happened to Chetan, and thereafter all the officers were gathered at my place, and they tried to help me with my emotions, and thereafter there was an assistance from CRPF that you should think of going, or of course, once I decided that I need to go, I went to Srinagar.
So Kamal, you've spoken to Umaji, you've also spoken to Chetan Cheetah's mother, you've spoken to the family. How did they cope with it in the past 2 months?
Well, Gaurav, it's been extremely difficult. You can't really imagine somebody's taken 9 bullets and survived. So yes, there was a lot of help coming in. There was CRPF which was standing by them. They had the Asia's best doctors, a team of 100 doctors, radiologists, nurses, neurologists, ophthalmologist. So all these people who were putting together their efforts, that really made them go. And obviously the prayers of millions of Indians, which was there. And obviously Uma came and obviously told us how disappointed she was with how stone pelters were really reacting to the security forces. Something that has been a worrying sign even for the security forces.
Oh, it indeed has been. Umaji and Kamal, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. I now want to shift focus to that other big story we're tracking here on India Today. Stone pelters, and you've seen what damage stone pelters cause. Farooq Abdullah is former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. He is former Union Minister, and just days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi told misguided youth to either choose tourism or terrorism, telling them to stop stone pelting, Farooq Abdullah has come out encouraging the stone pelters, calling them nationalists. Mirroring Pakistan's stand, Farooq Abdullah was campaigning for the upcoming by-elections in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in Srinagar and Anantnag. He's called them nationalists, claiming that upcoming elections were not between the PDP and the NC, but between communal forces and secular forces.
मगर वो वतन के लिए वो पत्थर मार रहा है, ये समझने की जरूरत है.
Farooq Abdullah, former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. The man on your television screen is the National Conference President, a politician he's contesting elections from Srinagar. Campaigning for elections, he betrays every brave fighting in Jammu and Kashmir. Here Farooq Abdullah as he bats for the villains of the valley.
मैं मोदी साहब को इस स्टेज से कहना चाहता हूं, टूरिज्म हमारी जिंदगी है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है, मगर वो जो पत्थर फेंकने वाला है उसको टूरिज्म से कोई मतलब नहीं है, ये समझ जाइए. उसको टूरिज्म से मतलब नहीं है, वो भूखे मरेगा, मगर वो वतन के लिए वो पत्थर मार रहा है, ये समझने की जरूरत है.
For him, stone pelters are nationalists. For him, the misguided youth of Kashmir, some of whom even push Pakistan's agenda for a small amount of money, are nationalists.
मुझे विश्वास है इस देश के नागरिक, इस देश के मतदाता हमें मजबूर करेंगे कि हम अपने चलन में और अपने राजनीतिक व्यवहार में उस प्रकार का बदलाव लाएं.
Out of power, a rattled Farooq Abdullah goes to the extent of seeking Trump administration's mediation in Jammu and Kashmir.
आप ये जानते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान की हर वक्त ये एक रहा है कि नहीं साहब, हम तो पाकिस्तान के साथ बातचीत करके ही इसका हल निकालेंगे, किसी जवाब की जरूरत नहीं. हम भी इसके साथ, मैं नहीं कहूंगा कि हम नहीं थे, हम भी कहते थे अच्छा आप ही हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान बात कर ले और इस मामले को सुलझाएं.
उनके बेटे जब सरकार में थे 2010 में 110 लड़कों की मौत हुई, उस वक्त फारूक अब्दुल्ला ये बात नहीं करे. अब क्योंकि इलेक्शन लड़ना है इसलिए इस तरह की बात कर रहे हैं.
This is not the first time Farooq Abdullah has created a controversy after getting out of power.
पार्लियामेंट में इनका रेजोल्यूशन है कि वो हिस्सा जो पाकिस्तान के अंदर है वो हमारा है. अरे तुम्हारे बाप का है क्या?
Look at these images. On the one hand, braves like CRPF commandant Chetan Cheetah are putting their lives in the line of fire for India. On the other hand, you have former Union Minister and former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah, now lionizing the individuals who attempt to foil anti-terrorist operations in Kashmir. And for what? Just a few votes. With Shujaul Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today. You heard Farooq Abdullah today. Now hear him in 1996. That time he was in power, so he went after Pakistan. Now he's favoring Pakistan's agents. That time he said India should go to war with Pakistan so that Kashmir can be saved. Just listen in.
Till India builds up the courage to have war with Pakistan, till they realize that we are suffering and we can't go on suffering like this forever. Ya aar, ya par, once for all. That should be the aim of central government.